Tonight it's my pleasure to welcome each of you to our third annual Washington Women of Excellence Awards program. This program is in honor of Women's History Month. We will recognize women who have worked untiringly to improve the lives of girls and women in the district. Their efforts have made their work profound in areas racing across the arts and workforce development. You can be assured that their work will not end tonight, and we will be vigilant to see what our powerhouse celebrants will do next. On behalf of the Commission, I extend a heartfelt thank you to all of our recipients for the great work you've done on behalf of women and girls in the District of Columbia. And secondly, I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight to share this noteworthy celebration. Since I've been on the commission, people have said to me, I didn't know there was a commission for women. I said, well, it's been around a long time. It was established by executive order in 1967 and authorized as a permanent unit within the Executive Office of the Mayor in 1978. The Commission, of course, is an advocate for women and serves as a catalyst for change to assist in resolving problems and issues faced by female residents in our city. Collectively, we, the women of the Commission, have been impressed and motivated by the tireless efforts of Mayor Muriel Bowser, who has been committed. Mayor Bowser has been committed to giving women the very best of opportunities in the city, and it all began within her own administration. I tell the story. I've heard her say, you don't have to be a female to work for me, but it does help. And as a female resident of the District of Columbia, Mayor Bowser, I'm extremely proud to call you my mayor. And speaking on behalf of all the commissions, we are delighted to be a part of your transformative vision for our city. So we thank you for the opportunity to serve.
Tonight is a very special night on this Women's History Month, from acknowledging the accomplishments and the trailblazing of the women in this room to really being a light for the generations to come. So I'm going to treat this like a newscast with breaking news elements because the mayor's here, but then she's got to go. We got awardees here, then they got to go. So we're going to try to keep this all good, and hopefully at the end, you'll still watch us tonight at 11 o'clock. Okay, so I'd like to invite Kimberly Bassett to come up and get this program started, to introduce our dynamic mayor and to get this program officially started. Kimberly?
As you know from Leslie's generous introduction, I'm Kimberly Bassett, Executive Director of the Mayor's Office on Women's Policy and Initiatives, and we affectionately call ourselves MOPI. Can we say it? MOPI. I've been in this role for a little over a year now, and I'm so proud to share that so much has evolved this year. We've built many meaningful partnerships. We met incredible women. We have a fierce commitment to the district, and our small team of 3 work tirelessly to connect with women across all 8 wards. And for these successes, I want to thank all of you. I'm proud of this program tonight because we finally have an opportunity to honor these women and to ensure that our community knows about their work. And in addition to honoring these women, I also have the pleasure of welcoming one of our city's finest role models for not only girls and women, but for aspiring public servants everywhere, Mayor Muriel Bowser. Everyone says, MOPI, you're everywhere. You're doing so much work. And I always say, do you know why? It's because we're trying to keep up with our mayor. I witnessed in a month our mayor shoveling a senior's walkway, riding around the city on a snowplow, killing it, appearing on Morning Joe, and then launching a groundbreaking initiative to end homelessness, Homeward DC, which will close DC General and give back the dignity and the hope of those experiencing homelessness. Then I watched her do the impossible. And wait for this, the DC streetcar is up and running. She is committed much of her life making her hometown, an inclusive and welcoming place for all who wish to call the district home. And she epitomizes a Washington woman of excellence. And it's my pleasure to welcome Mayor Muriel Bowser. Thank you.
Thank you, and good evening. It is always a pleasure to see so many people here celebrating the contributions of DC women to our wonderful city. And I want to thank Kimberly Bassett and her team for being very focused on fresh ideas for this office. Give them a big round of applause. And as Kimberly was talking about some of the new initiatives that MOPI has been focused on, Fresh Start Wednesdays is one I really want to highlight. I didn't know that they were doing it, and I was invited to attend, and I said, well, what is this? And what the office was able to do was to go into a part of the city where we didn't even know that people were missing us to talk about women's issues and things affecting women and girls. And so if you haven't been to the Rise Center on the St. Elizabeth's campus, every Wednesday, the MOPI office would bring a group of women together. And guess what? The same women would come back. They would bring their friends. They would tell other women because they really wanted that opportunity to connect and to focus on their futures. And that just made me want to redouble our efforts to make sure that we're touching all 8 wards of Washington, D.C. And that's what's so important to us. Dr. Rudd, I want to thank you for your leadership and for going all over the city, no matter what time we call you. For what event, you're there to represent women. And when we have events all over the city, be it about homelessness or streetcar or schools or infrastructure, we have some women of infrastructure here, right? It's an inside joke. We call on the commission to be present and to represent and to be a voice for women no matter what we do. So to the commissioners, I want to thank you for your good ideas, for your presence, for your support of the office, and for being with us every step of the way. So Kim did describe a very busy and good month and diverse, and people frequently ask me what surprised you about being mayor, so I can no longer call myself a new mayor. So I've been here over a year, so I'm no longer new. I know where all the bathrooms are. I know where they all are. I know who all the employees are. And I know where all the things are that are working well, and we have discovered many, many of them. We have discovered fantastic employees that want to do a good job every single day. But we've also been able to get our arms and hands around some of the problems that persist in our city, and we work on them each and every day. So what is true is in a city like ours, there's always something going on, something great and something that needs our attention. And I think that we have pulled together a great team and can address those things that are going on. And to Leslie Foster, I know you watch her on the evening news, right? Give Leslie a big round of applause. What you may not know is that for community groups like ours, for the commission and other groups, Leslie donates and volunteers a lot of her time to come and highlight the great work of Washingtonians. I know frequently, for many years, we went to the same dinner for police, and she did that time and time again, and we really appreciate all you do, and she really, really cares. Now, she won't like me saying this, but from time to time, she'll pull me to the side and she'll say, are you taking care of yourself? Do you have any balance? What's going on? What's next? I know. See, now she's looking at me like that. And I know you've had conversations like that too. So what I have and asked Kimberly and the staff and the commission to do is not only focus on increasing our presence at all of events, making sure that women's issues are front and center, but also focused on the policy changes that we need to make in our city to make sure sure women and girls can reach their full potential. And there is nothing like the budget to reflect those priorities. And so we continue to ask everybody to be really focused on that process. We just finished 3 budget engagement forums. We were working on the capital budget today. And I said last week that we are in a good position in our city, aren't we? That we're growing, we're attracting businesses, we get more and more revenues each and every year. It's just that at the same time, our needs continue to grow. And so we are living in a prosperous time in many ways in Washington, D.C., and now we have to invest in making sure more people can participate in that prosperity. So how can we spread prosperity and opportunity across all 8 wards? How can we have more equal investment in our schools? How can we see more women-owned businesses working with our city, working with the federal government, and hiring DC residents? How can we make sure more women and girls are safe in their homes and safe on the streets in our public transit system? There's still a lot of these issues to resolve. We haven't made it yet, have we? Now, we can celebrate as a city that more and more of our women earn more to the dollar, on the dollar compared to men than in many places, but that's not true for women of color and Latina women. It's much, much less. So we still have to be very focused on that. The commission has, I think, done a fantastic job on focusing on how to talk to women in all areas of work about how to negotiate for themselves and get the type of pay that they deserve and have other opportunities when that is not working out. So we can pause now during Women's History Month, but every day is really a day to recognize women and fight for women in our administration. And early on, I pulled out our organization chart, and I got a pink highlighter. And I highlighted on our organization chart all of the cabinet members who were women. And let me just say, it was very, very pink. It was very, very pink. And the last time I was in a huge room of women, I don't remember which luncheon I was at, but I was at a luncheon. And I said at that luncheon that I'm recruiting a CTO for the District of Columbia, the Chief Technology Officer for the nation's capital. And I said to myself, wouldn't it be great if it was a woman? And the woman who I appointed was at that luncheon. And at that luncheon, she decided to apply for the job. So right now, I don't have any cabinet positions open, but I'll say this. We always have opportunities become available in the district, not only for jobs, but also for boards and commissions. And we're looking for outstanding people, period. And it does help if you're a woman, but you don't have to be a woman. So continue to think of ways that you can contribute and help and to make Washington, D.C. Just a fantastic city to live in. And let me acknowledge if my cabinet members who are here, if you would stand up, give them a big round of applause. And I want to congratulate in advance all of the recipients of the awards. Many of you I know very well. Some of you I'm getting to know, and I'm looking forward to your continued service in Washington, D.C. So with every award comes some responsibility. We'll call on you to be our ambassadors, to recruit other women and be on neighborhood groups and support the things that we know that will make life better for women and girls. And what I am always proud of, and we have, how many women do we have on the council now? Not enough. No. I have 2, I have in 3 and 1. I have 5, okay? I have 5 out of the 13 council members are women. There used to be a woman who was a council member for Ward 4. But I supported a great supporter of women to be my successor, and the voters support him even more. And I am just really proud, and he is always looking for ways to support that caucus of women on issues that will continue to make our city grow. And I want to acknowledge Councilmember Brandon Todd. Thank you for your service, Brandon.
So our first awardee tonight is in the midst of her own program at Safe Shores. So she's here, and then she's going to go back to the program. So I'm going to have you come right over here, Michelle Booth Cole. She is the recipient of this year's Public Safety Award. Michelle is the executive director for Safe Shores. That's where she pushes forward the mission of providing intervention and hope and healing for child victims of physical and sexual abuse. Michelle and I have worked together quite closely this week, putting together a special about child sex abuse. And we had a Facebook chat on Wednesday where 18,000 people tuned in to talk about the pain that they were going through and the things that they wanted parents and people to know. And so this is the important work that Michelle and her team of great givers champion every day, and we are so excited today that Michelle is today's honoree. So let's give Michelle a wonderful round of applause.
One of the awards that we give is called the Hall of Fame Award. And the person who wins that award, picture is placed in the Charles Sumner School, along the likes of Sharon Pratt Kelly, Dixon, Nannie Helen Barrows, Loretta McKenzie, and many others. At this time, I want to ask my council member, the Honorable Brandon Todd, to join me at the podium. The Hall of Fame honoree this evening is a lady who was born and reared in Washington, D.C. She proudly delivered some of you all in the audience. She's a pediatrician. She's been one for 45 years. As a student at Howard University in her medical program, she was a trailblazer back then. There were only 3 females in that class. She's an accomplished pediatrician who started her practice in her home office. That way, she could work full-time and rear her 3 children, and her family members are here with her tonight. She helped to integrate the Washington, D.C. hospitals, and then she moved her practice to a downtown location. It is indeed my honor and a pleasure to introduce to you tonight our 2016 Hall of Famer, Dr. Betty Cato. Dr. Cato, believe it or not, with God's blessings, she will turn 90 years old in April. Yeah, come down. I want to thank the family, the Cato family. Kim, bring it down. No, let her. Oh, she wants to take it. Okay. I want to thank the family for allowing this gem to be a part of the Washington community for all of these years. She has done tremendous work for our community. She is a Ward 4 resident, and I'm going to ask Councilmember Todd if he'd like to say a couple of words.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rudd, and thank you, Mayor Bowser, Director Bassett, the Women's Commission board members, and all of the honorees. Congratulations. But I could not be here to celebrate this wonderful accomplishment with one of my favorite Ward 4 constituents, Dr. Betty Cato. And so I just really wanted to be here to celebrate with you tonight, Dr. Cato. Thank you for your mentorship, your friendship, your guidance that you've given to the North Portal Estates neighborhood and to children and families all across this region for 5 decades. Congratulations, Dr. Cato.
Okay. Hello. You know, sometimes when you reach a certain age, you wonder, did you really do anything? Did you really help your city? Did you really help your patients? Did you really badger your mothers into doing what they needed to do enough? Also, you wonder, you worked on so many committees that it was thought that you were a DC employee. But I wasn't. But then you wonder, did you make any change? Did you make change as far as the health of the people of the District of Columbia? Did you make any changes with the ambulance service and fire service? But when I receive an award like this, and I'm among so many wonderful women who have done so much, I feel like maybe I'm validated. I feel like maybe I'm... And I need to thank my children and my family because they have been wonderful and my late husband allowed me to go to be what is now termed an activist. We have here with me today my daughter, Attorney Laura Strudwick Turner. Okay. We have my son, Dr. William Strudwick, that's at Providence Hospital in charge of the emergency room. And we have his wife, Maria Strudwick, who's an executive with the government. My oldest son is somehow out in Oakland, California, and he will be here shortly. I thank you for this honor, and now maybe I did do something right. Okay, thank you.
I had a little private chuckle when you all tried to tell Dr. Cato what to do, because I was thinking when you're 90, you actually get to tell people what to do. And Dr. Cato, few people haven't just helped the city, you actually delivered the city. So whether you delivered us or not, we are all so very grateful. Our next honoree tonight is Khadija Tribble. She could not be with us tonight, but she is the recipient of the Community Service Award, and she's been a tireless advocate in her community for a number of issues and causes, ranging from LGBTQ rights to HIV/AIDS advocacy. Professionally, Khadija has served in a number of senior roles in the healthcare industry, and she presently runs Ground Game. Her son, Marcus Penny, is here on her behalf, and we are saluting her in spirit, though she couldn't be here tonight. Next, I'd like to present the Education Award, which goes to Elaine Bennett, the founder of the Best Friends Foundation. The Best Friends Foundation is a school-based character education program for children, particularly girls, and it begins in the 6th grade and it continues all the way through high school. It is a developmentally sound curriculum in an educational setting that provides fun and companionship and caring. And of course, because the girls were doing so darn good, then she had to launch a program for the boys. And the boys program is called Best Men in 2000. She launched that. She built on the enormous success of this program. And this city and its young people are better for what you have done. So could we please have you come up to receive the Education Award this evening? Our next award is for the Mayor's Leadership Award, and Terry Janine Quinn is tonight's recipient. She is the president of the Bloomingdale Civic Association in Ward 5. She's the commissioner for ANC 5E. She's an accomplished attorney by day. She's working tirelessly at night. Back in the fall of 2012, she decided that there was just enough of the flooding in that area. And so she decided to do something. And she helped to escalate the construction of a new tunnel to reduce the recurring local flooding, because Bloomingdale wasn't set up to have waterfront living, but it was certainly becoming that. So through her incredible work and her volunteer service and just her big heart, she really did make a difference. And so tonight you have earned this Mayor's Leadership Award. The awards for the Public Health Award go to Beth Beck and Dr. Regina Hampton. Dr. Hampton is the only dedicated female breast surgeon in Prince George's County. Beth Beck is a career public health professional and a leading breast cancer advocate. And together, they founded Breast Care for Washington. They knew that women east of the river had the highest incidence of the disease, the lowest treatment rate, the lowest diagnosis rate, and they decided to be champions for change. And so tonight we are honoring their commitment, their love for women, not just in Prince George's County and in other parts of the city, but in parts of the city that are underserved, the parts that need their skills the most. So if we could have Beth and Dr. Hampton come up and receive their awards tonight. Next, we're going to present the Workforce Development Award, which goes to Gina Schaefer. Now, Gina is not able to be here tonight. She's the owner of 7 Ace Hardware stores across the district. She manages nearly 100 employees. And what is great about Gina is she is committed to giving people a second chance to turn their lives around and make a difference. It's something we need a whole lot more of in this community. In her place, Bonnie Boyd, who is the store manager for the Woodley Park store, is here to accept the award, and we are happy to see you here tonight.
Multi-colors.
Now we get to present an award to the youngest leader in the room, Ayanna Holmes, who is quite outstanding. She's going to come on up here in just a moment. She began her work at the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington at the age of 12 when she volunteered to fulfill her school's service requirement. And it became a whole lot more. They call her Sunshine. Don't you see the ray of sun coming from her face? She went on, she became a poet. She started 2 programs there called Rebirth Yourself, Write Not Fight, and Girls Club Only, which focuses on addressing teen violence, mental health, and creative expression through poetry and the arts. In 2015, she was named the Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year for Greater Washington, and she hopes to inspire other young people, and you've inspired all of us. Congratulations. So we are going to close out this dynamic program. Thank you again to our wonderful mayor, Mayor Bowser, for her example. Leadership not just in title, but in example. And to Director Kimberly Bassett, who is phenomenal in her own right. Can't do this by yourself. It's grace and glory when you can lift up another sister and cheer them on along the way.